So what's up, Heather?
What's up, B?
Well, kind of excited. We've been searching this out. It's the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. They have 3 expressions. We really wanted the wheated bourbon and we wanted the bourbon, but all we could find was
The rye.
the rye. And
Which we are more rye friendly than we used to be.
Oh yeah, and we've searched it out. In fact, there's been several times where there's been like a drop, and I've run out. And
Remind me where you wound up getting this one.
Wilmington.
Well, oh, that's right.
Wilmington.
It was in Wilmington.
So,
Yeah.
down
We've had
there,
some good luck in Wilmington.
yeah, I was down there with Katie to see the Black Crows.
That's right.
And we stopped by a distillery. There was an ABC store next to the distillery. We popped in. They had it on the shelf, and you were like, "Yeah." MSRP is right around $95 to $100. I can't remember if
it's a little bit of an investment.
Yeah, it's a little bit of investment.
Okay.
But we're very excited about it. We haven't had it. Poured us a little bit. Tell us a little bit that you know about the Heaven Hill Grain to Grass thing.
It's all about sourcing from local agriculture.
Okay.
So it's partnering with people, the small businesses right around you, and you trace exactly where your corn comes from and or your barley, your rye, whatever it may be. So in this situation, my understanding is that Heaven Hill partnered with Beck, Beck Farms, and I think it even says that on the front, right?
Beck's 6158, and that's
the corn varietal.
The corn varietal.
And so Beck's is the local farming group that they worked with to come up with this corn varietal. Basically, they were looking for the best corn varietal to produce the best whiskey. This variety, being the rye, you also have the sourcing of the rye as well.
Sure. And this one is 7 years old?
That's correct.
Yeah, so 7 years old.
And it's coming in at about 123 proof, I believe.
Yep. It's 63% corn, 63% rye, 24% corn, and 13% malt. And at 123 and at 2017 and distilled in 2017 and released in 2024.
I'm interested to see, because the corn was the focus in my reading of this series that Heaven Hill was doing, working to really create that very specific corn varietal with Beck's for this series. So I'm interested to see if the 63% rye in this overtakes the corn, because this is the rye variety.
Sure. Color has pale mahogany.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's very pretty.
Looks like bourbon.
Aroma. Dried flowers and grasses, toasted oak.
I get the grasses.
I definitely get grass. Mm-hmm. I say grasses. I'm thinking more of farm grasses. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking of like mowing the
You're
grass.
thinking of wheats and grains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
no, I get what you're saying. Hay, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, says taste.
That did not taste like what I expected it to taste like. Based on the smell.
Let me give that one more shot.
Whew! Do you feel like you just ate a cough drop with menthol?
A little bit.
Maybe it was just, okay. It's a high proof. It is a high proof.
I don't know. What do you think you got?
I don't know if my palate is broken, but I get like a mint taste. And like a menthol.
Yeah.
At the end.
A little bit. The mint, definitely.
Yeah.
The menthol is kind of like this.
It burned a little.
With the rye, I'm expecting a little.
I inhaled Vicks Vapor Rub.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean by menthol.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I was trying to think of. I knew
That's
being
exactly.
sick. I have
yes.
on the chest. The little heat, the spice it's giving, I expected. I mean,
that's not what I'm talking
about. We said it had 63% rye. I was expecting some rye.
It's not the spice I'm referring to. It's that feeling like you just inhaled a bunch of Vicks Vapor Rub.
That's not what it smells like.
No, in my opinion.
I was really expecting like this earth-toned.
That tobacco-y, cigar, earthy. Yeah. This reminds me of when we first moved in next door to you, although we were there first. The people before us had left a whole bunch of mint growing in the backyard. So the first time we cut and landscaped the backyard, it smelled like a mint julep in our backyard. And like you inhaled the air and it was like you were just inhaling this mint flavor and odor. And that's kind of what I'm getting here.
They're saying big butterscotch.
I got
and
no
caramel.
butterscotch.
I've got none.
No caramel or butterscotch. For me, I'm not getting it.
All right. Dense, complex spices. I'll give them that.
I'll give them complex, yeah.
And a touch of cigar tobacco.
See, that's where I really thought I would get that flavor. That we've talked about that earthy, cigar-y, tobacco flavor, and I thought that's what I was going to get here.
And our experience with tobacco is tobacco barn. When we think about, I think about drying tobacco. I think about the leaves. I think about going out to the old farmer's market or growing up near Dunn. There was a tobacco market on the way to Raleigh, and you would go by the leaf drying tobacco, and you would smell that, and it's a distinct.
It is. Yeah.
We tasted that in several things that we've had, and
that we consider grain to glass.
Yeah, and a cigar tastes different than Marlboro Red. I mean, a cigar definitely tastes.
Absolutely. It smells different.
The spiciness of a cigar, there's a spice and a heat to a cigar I get, but I don't get the leaf. The spiciness continues to build. I'll get that, but into a big cinnamon note.
I get
don't
no
get
cinnamon.
that. Charred oak with a hint of campfire smoke.
So
at the last.
For me, it actually builds into that. The feeling I was describing when you inhale Vicks VapoRub when you're sick. That's what it builds to for me. It doesn't linger in a cinnamony or a smoky flavor for me. It lingers in that feeling.
I'm getting a little more smoke. But that...
I get no cinnamon.
I get no cinnamon.
None. No caramel, no butterscotch. More on the smell. It tastes to me completely different than it smells.
Oh, I was excited. And maybe that's part of the problem.
Expectations can set you up.
Maybe I saw the picture on Tinder.
You swiped right.
And I went on the date.
And then you went on the date.
I
know you haven't. He has never used Tinder.
Well, I've never used. I'm of a certain age that I've never used.
Anyone who's watched this show knows that you've never used a dating app.
I've never used a dating app, and I'm not knocking them, right?
I know you're not, but everyone knows you haven't.
I've never used a dating app. They sent me a picture.
And you swiped right.
Yeah, and
the in person doesn't match the picture.
And they sound like a bullfrog.
So you got catfished.
I got catfish. There's complexity in this. There's a defined taste.
It's just it ain't mine. It ain't mine.
I'm not swinging on it, right?
Yeah.
There is somebody out there that's saying this is fantastic. It's just not me.
It's not my preference. It really has a distinct mint flavor and feel at the end that's throwing me off.
Aroma's earthy. Aroma's grassy. Get it.
I got excited.
No caramel.
Tobacco-y even.
No caramel. No butterscotch. No. I do not taste the candy at all.
Honestly, and too, the way that finishes, for what it costs, this should be a sipper. Like, this should be something you sip neat. And the way it finishes, it's not a pleasant sipper for me.
I don't know what to rank it, though.
It's weird.
Okay,
I think I have to rank it Bless Your Heart because I would need to mix it to truly enjoy it. For me, it's a Bless Your Heart.
It's a Bless Your Heart for me because it's a swing and a miss.
That's fair.
It's a swing and a miss.
That's fair.
For someone else, this might be cock of the walk.
Like, I'm still feeling like a burn right here.
I can deal with the burn with the rye. Depending on what I'm drinking, I'm ready for that. But I don't get any caramel notes. I don't get any sweet notes. I don't get... Even rye bread is sweet. There's a sweetness to it. I don't get any of that. So, and I don't get... It's just not what I'm looking for.
It's a beautiful bottle.
It's even got an old Farmall.
I appreciate the commitment and the initiative.
Or a John Deere. I think that's a Farmall.
You can't tell.
I think it's a Farmall.
You can't tell based on the picture. Anyway, I appreciate the commitment to partnering with local agriculture. I can appreciate that this is of a certain quality, even though it's not my preference. It is of a certain quality.
Yep.
But because it's not my preference, I'm not gonna chase it and spend for it just to have it. It's just not doing it.
But there are people who like mint like that.
Yeah, there are probably people that would enjoy this a lot.
We need to find them because
and give them and sell them the bottle.
We've got a beautiful bottle for them.
If you out there love a bit of a mint flavor at the end.
Hey, if you disagree with this, if you've had this and you think we are obviously showing our undefined palate and that we don't know what we're talking about and that we are horrible. In the description, you will find
all the ways to contact
All the ways to
us and let us
contact
know.
us.
Or just comment.
Or just comment, yeah. And to the folks that commented on our last video all about their investing tips.
You know what?
That was wonderful.
As long as you watched it too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this is not our cup of tea.
It's not our cup of tea. No, it's
So,
not. It's a bless your heart for
I'm
me,
not
friend.
pouring any more to cheers y'all.
No.
We'll just cheers y'all. There we go.
Yeah, that'll become our new thing. If it's not our favorite, it's an empty glass. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers y'all.
Cheers, y'all. We'll see you soon.